Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another rebuild as of today. Today is going to be one that I think this team is in a very good spot. It's going to be a Detroit Pistons Cade Cunningham rebuild. I got to be completely honest, I think that this team is in a tremendous spot when it comes to where they're at, when it comes to the assets that they had before to what they're becoming now. I mean, if you look at it, their biggest asset, like a year, maybe 2 years ago, was what, like Derrick Rose, who was aging, and he's a really good role player. But I mean, other than that, they just had like an older Blake Griffin who wasn't really valuable to the team. He didn't really want to be there, and they really didn't have anything. Now they have Killian Hayes, who arguably could be, a very good franchise point guard. They're probably going to get Cade Cunningham. I'd be very shocked if they didn't. Who has the potential to be a franchise player. They have, and then they had Sadiq Bey and they had Isaiah Stewart, who were all on all rookie teams this year. So they have a ton of young core, a ton of young potential, and I genuinely just think that this team's in a really good spot. So, like I said, I'm just going to rebuild this team. I think, in my own personal opinion, I would be very, very shocked if the Detroit Pistons went anywhere else other than Cade Cunningham. I could see them going Jalen Green, but in all honesty, I just feel like Cade Cunningham is definitely the right pick to make here. So, with that being said, obviously we want to sign Cade Cunningham. Now, this is interesting because there's not really very much that I want to bring back when it comes to the team and player options. For the qualifying offer, I wouldn't mind bringing back these guys. I would probably have to trade them just because I don't really want to have to re-sign them. I could probably re-sign maybe Diallo here. I don't think that would be a terrible idea. But let's go ahead and go to the bird rights here. So I guess we can get Dennis Smith Jr. back on the qualifying. So I'll offer him a max contract here. Just so that way, if you guys don't know the 2K glitch by now, if you go ahead and sign someone that has a qualifying offer, if you sign them to the max like contract spot, then they actually do accept their qualifying. So right there you saw it was for 6.6. So we do have a lot of money here, but I don't know really who I would want to bring in. I think that this team, because I really, for me especially, the one player, like they just have a really good core. So I'll go ahead and look at it like this. So obviously we have Cade Cunningham and we have Killian Hayes. I'll probably move Cade Cunningham to the 2, just so that way that they can play together, Killian Hayes and Cade Cunningham. So we pretty much have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't really think he's going to be a part of the future, in all honesty. But I do like Jeremy Grant. I do like Sekou. And then I like Isaiah Stewart a lot. So they could probably use, because Plumlee is on a 2-year deal. So we may have to look to get rid of him, but he's only making $8 million, so is it really going to be that big of a deal? I don't know. So we could probably look to get another small forward, but I really like how Jeremy Grant is at the, like if you move him to the small forward position, then we could have Bey coming off the bench, and then we could start Sekou, or I don't know. This team just could go so many different ways, but I think that a good fit for this team would probably be John Collins. So I'm going to try to get John Collins here on a 4-year, $28 million offer. I know that he's going to be restricted, so they may end up matching him. I saw that it was it was accepted, but realistically he could like very, very easily have like the Hawks match it. So I guess let's go ahead and take a look here, see if we ended up getting him or not. Maybe we did. Maybe we did end up getting him. Yeah, it looks like we must have. So we will definitely take that. John Collins does get better. Cade Cunningham gets better. Jeremy Grant unfortunately got worse, but I think that that's okay. I think it was just a matter of being on a bad team last year. I think that he was just a little bit unhappy with everything that was kind of going on. Yeah, so he's just really curious about, so he's not very happy. He's just not happy, and that is something that I think is going to change. Especially with this new look roster. I know we didn't make a whole lot of changes yet, but we added in a really good player alongside of him. So I think that we're going to be just fine. So I am going to just go ahead and auto-generate rookies. There's not really any good draft classes as of right now. We're going to go to untapped potential here. We're going to send it untapped potential to John Collins. We're going to send it to, let's see. So Cade Cunningham and John Collins are A+. I want to send it to Killian Hayes for sure, and then I want to send it to Jeremy Grant. That's going to be perfectly fine with me. Going to advance to the next season. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change Jeremy Grant to a small forward. And this is kind of the way the rotation is going to work as of right now. I really like our squad. I really do. We have Saddiq Bey coming off our bench, Diallo coming off our bench, and Plumlee coming off our bench. And I guess Dennis Smith Jr. if you want to play him. Not really, anything too crazy. I think I might make a... Actually, I want to make a trade to get Diallo off, but realistically, I mean, he puts up decent numbers. So maybe I could, I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to go and move Saddiq Bey to the power forward spot. He doesn't really get any worse, just so he's the backup power forward here. So we have Diallo, Bey, Plumlee, and Dennis Smith Jr. Going to run 9-man rotation. I'm honestly just going to sim till the end of the year. If Jeremy Grant still isn't giving us very good production, I could look to trade him, but I just don't think that the Pistons will be looking to do that, so I will see you guys at the end of the year. So we weren't very good this year, but in all honesty, that's perfectly fine with me. I'm okay with being a little bit worse. Jokic does win MVP. Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year with tremendous numbers, almost 50, 40, 90 in his first year. Not much more you can ask for from that. Sixth Man of the Year goes to Obi Toppin. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. Most Improved goes to Nicholas Claxton. Frank Vogel, Coach of the Year, with Justin Taylor as Executive of the Year. So, I doubt we had any All-NBA teams, but we may have, I'm sure that we had All-Rookie teams. So, let's see. So, Cade Cunningham, All-Rookie first team for the Pistons. So, we love to see that. Obviously, we didn't make playoffs, but let's take a look at stats real quick. So, Cade Cunningham was kind of that guy. John Collins actually came in and put in really solid numbers as well. Killian Hayes did really good. Isaiah Stewart is definitely going to be the center of the future here. I don't know if Jeremy Grant has a spot, but it's not like he really... he didn't play terrible. He just, he was just all right, though. That's the problem. It's just he was just too all right. Saddiq Bey, he, could have been a little bit better, but... he did shoot 34% from 3 as a big man, so he played all right. So we may look to make a trade for a new small forward in the offseason. I don't know if I want to move forward with Jeremy Grant or not. He did take a dip in the points department, but I guess let's just go ahead and see. I'd have to see what kind of offers we would even get, because realistically, I don't know how much more of a contract Jeremy Grant even has. So he's got about 2 years left. It would be about a $20 million trade, though, so maybe we could get something decent for it. I don't know. So, in the offseason here, we're going to make sure all these are rejected. Going to go to the draft lottery. I don't know if we will have a very good pick. Pistons, I don't see us anywhere at all. I thought we had a first-round pick, but maybe we don't. Let me go ahead and try to do it like this. And then I can really see. So that's a 20. Yes, we don't have a pick this year for whatever reason. I don't know if that's accurate or if that's not accurate, but for whatever reason we don't have a pick. So we may have to make a trade. I don't know. But everything else, the staff signing, it looks fine. So we will go to the draft, and I guess we can go ahead and see what all we would be offered for Jeremy Grant and maybe next year's unprotected first. Just kind of see what we could get. We would definitely need to get a small forward, because I don't think Diallo is going to be the answer at starting small forward. I don't think so. We could get OG. That would add a lot of defense. It would be pretty much just swapping defensive guys. We would be saving a little bit of money with OG, but I don't really know if that would put us over the top. So maybe we just hold on to him. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to sim into the end of the draft. We won't have any rookie signings. What about team and player options? I do want to give all these guys the team options other than that guy, because I just don't think that we're going to... be using him. So we have a lot of players here that we could potentially re-sign. I think I think for sure Diallo is definitely someone that we could look to re-sign. I am going to do the qualifying offer thing to him real quick, just so that way we will get him for a little bit cheaper. So now I don't know. We probably don't have a whole lot of money. Well, we have about 21 mil, so it's not looking like terrible. Maybe we could look for a small forward here. We would have options of like Joe Ingles. Yeah, no, not anything that's really standing out. So maybe we just look to re-sign Dennis Smith Jr. for our bench, and we kind of move into the next year. Honestly, I think that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna go to player progression here. I do think Dennis Smith Jr. is solid off the bench, especially as a backup. So John Collins is getting better, Cade's getting better, Killian Hayes is getting better, Jeremy Grant's getting better, Isaiah Stewart's getting better, Sadiq Bey's getting better, Doumbouya's getting better. Like, this is literally all green besides for Mason Plumlee, but he's just honestly a rebound guy. So 7 and 5 off the bench. And it's not like he's taking a whole bunch of shots. He's only shooting. He's obviously not taking any threes. And he's shooting like 59 or 58% from the field. So you really can't argue with that. That's pretty decent production there. So we'll go to the training camps here. Hopefully in this next year we can be a little bit better, at least make playoffs. If we can make playoffs, I'll be by the second year in, I think that we'll be just fine. So I will So I did go ahead and throw Jeremy Grant and one of our younger players in Diallo into the trade finder just so we could see what we could get. And it does look like we can actually get Jonathan Isaac. I do think that's going to be a little bit of an upgrade. It's not going to be anything too crazy, but I do think, going up to an 88, he does turn out to be the second best player on our team right now. And it just gives us a little bit more, another really young, only 25 years old, 3-and-D type of guy. So I really like where we're at. Once again, I know I've already said that before, but I really do. I like where we're at. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to trade away Terrence Ross that we just got just for like a pick, and then other than that, we're going to be ready to go. Or there's only going to be 2 offers. Never mind. So I guess we're going to hold on to Terrence Ross. He's only got a 1-year contract. We won't be re-signing him, and this is going to be the rotation that we're running with. We're going 9-man again. We do have Dennis Smith Jr. still. I do want to change either Sekou or Sadiq Bey to small forward, so I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to see which one benefits more. So Sadiq Bey pretty much stays the same, and Sekou actually goes down. So I guess Sadiq Bey is going to be our backup 3, and this is going to be the rotation. So I'm really happy with where we're at. I truly am. I think that this team's in a really good spot. So hopefully we can at least make playoffs this year. If we can make playoffs, I genuinely think that by the end of the video we can win a championship. So I will go ahead and see you guys in the offseason. So we're here at the end of year 2. Steph Curry actually wins MVP. You don't see that very often. Sometimes you do, but it really just depends. Some guy named Will Snow is Rookie of the Year. 6th man goes to Precious. No surprise there. Jonathan Isaac, our man, wins Defensive Player of the Year for us. You'll love to see that. Scotty Barnes wins Most Improved. Eric Spoelstra wins Coach of the Year. And Executive of the Year goes to Andrew Truman. So we definitely were a lot better this year. We did actually make the playoffs. So we don't have any All-NBA teams. Obviously, we'll have Jonathan Isaac on the defensive team. But that's pretty much all that we really had. We did end up as the 4 seed. We're taking on my Chicago Bulls, who have made no moves at all besides getting Tim Hardaway Jr. So they pretty much just redid the entire bench. But I really don't think it'll be too much of an issue. Oh, my God. And they win the first game. Okay, we end up winning in 5, but we lost that first game. It made me kind of... The Heat got Kevin Durant? Wait, what? And they signed him on like a max contract too. It's not even like... So they kept like so they don't have Dragic anymore. But is that the only like thing that they lost to get Kevin Durant? Yeah, we're losing. We're gonna lose, but oh, we actually won in 6. Oh my Lord, that's such an upset. I was not expecting that. Holy. So the Celtics we're going up against in the conference finals, who have the young backcourt of Peyton Pritchard and Romeo Langford once again. And then they have Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and they picked up Rudy Gobert. Oh my Lord. Oubre for their bench. They're Hassan Whiteside for their bench. Daniel House, yeah, they're a good team. They're a very good team. We do end up losing in 5. So, do this, and the Celtics actually end up winning it all. So, they're probably going to have the exact same team next year. Hopefully, we can make some noise with it. I do want to check out the stats real quick. I didn't get to from last year. We have 2 20-point-per-game scorers. Killian Hayes is just shy of it. And Isaiah Stewart is, 16-9 type of guy. So, he's doing really well so far. Even our bench players are not doing too bad. Plumlee is just kind of there, but I mean, in this offseason, we may be able to go ahead and move him. I'm not even. I got to be honest. I'm not really sure what kind of salary cap, like who all we have to re-sign. So Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes are going to be on team options. Isaiah Stewart's on a team option. Sadiq Bey is on a team option. But all these players we would have to re-sign. But I think the only one that I would even think about re-signing is probably Sekou and Plumlee. So maybe we'll do a sign-and trade with Plumlee. But it's not going to be on the top of my priority list, that's for sure. So do we have a decent pick this year? We were the Pistons, so we were at 22, and that looks like that might be the only pick that we have. I am going to double check real quick. So yeah, we just have, pick 22, which is all right. It's not bad. It's just not quite what we were looking for. I am going to sign a new assistant coach, just because I feel like that could have been part of the reason why we weren't doing so well. But let's go ahead and sign him, and we will go with Melvin Hunt. He looks like he's best available. So those two are going to be what we're at for right now. And let's go to the NBA draft. I might actually. Let's see. Can I do... I just want to see what I could get for Dennis Smith Jr. and then this first-round pick. We could get... Nothing that's really sparking my interest, to be completely honest. Buddy Hield, Kelly Olynyk, Monte Morris. Yeah, nothing. So, we are just going to send to the end. I don't really care who we draft. It's not going to be a player that I'm going to even be using. So, we'll go to the team player options. We want to accept all those, of course. Qualifying offer. So, Seku's on a qualifying. That's actually huge. We can bring him back on the qualifying offer. We'll actually have a decent amount of money. Or at least I think we should. Oh, maybe we won't. Maybe we won't at all. But that's very unfortunate. Yeah, that was not what I wanted to see at all. But let's go ahead and go through moratorium here. It looks like we have about 18 mil. So, it's a decent little amount of money, but it's not anything that we were anything to be excited about. We could bring in a new center instead of Zeller off the bench. I feel like Thomas Bryant would probably fit the timeline pretty well for this team. Let's take a look at his numbers real quick. So, he really didn't do very much, but was he behind Clint Capella? I would assume that he was probably behind Clint Capella. I don't know. Okay, yeah, now I can check. So he actually got traded to Brooklyn. Wow. So I don't know. Maybe he just didn't have a very good year. We could look to sign Zubats, who would probably give us a double-double off the bench, or at least close to it. He was averaging about 25 minutes a game. Could get Rashawn Holmes. God, none of these guys are really... Could get a former Chicago player. Let's just go Zubats. We'll go ahead and offer him a contract, and hopefully he accepts it. We'll go through... Okay, so he does end up signing there. So now let's just go to player progression, and hopefully we just see nothing but green. That's obviously the goal. So, pretty much nothing but green here. Zubac stays the same. Dennis Smith stays the same, but really it's not that big of a deal. So I guess let's go to the training camps here. And this is going to have to be the year. Obviously, this is the last year of the rebuild here, but I think we set ourselves up really well. I really do. But who knows, if we're going to end up winning a championship or not. It's at the end of the day, it's all in 2K's hands. So I guess let's see. I would say that this team could definitely win a championship, but what do I know? So we still have the same rotation. We almost have almost have 390s in the starting five, with an 83 Sekou, or an 83 Sadiq, wow, and an 82 Sekou, with Zubats, and then we have Dennis Smith Jr. Maybe we could shorten it to 8-man rotation, but I'll do that in the playoffs. For now, I'm just going to sim to the end of the season, and hopefully that we're good, so I will see you guys then. So, yeah, for our third and final year, we were much better. I am very happy with the way that we turned out here. I think we won 66 games, 67 games, something like that. So, very good record. Jokic wins MVP. Rookie of the Year goes to Trey Jones, that's actually... Wait. Trey Jones? I thought he... I don't know, maybe I'm out of my mind, but I definitely thought that he was I definitely thought that he was in, like, a recent draft class, but maybe I'm just out of my mind. Like this year's or something. I don't know. Precious wins 6th Man of the Year. Jonathan Isaac, our man, wins Defensive Player of the Year once again, with 2 blocks and a steal and a half per game. I mean, that's absolutely insane. RJ Hampton, Most Improved. Jacob Underwood, Coach of the Year. Yes, 66. 66 wins. Do we have anybody on any NBA teams? I doubt it, because we do have a very solid roster. Defensive team, obviously, Isaac there. And we won't have anyone on any rookie teams. Davion Mitchell's here, too. Like, this is literally this year's draft class. Like, they're from this year's draft class, I'm pretty sure. So we were the 1 seed. We're taking on Brooklyn, who has Westbrook, Bruce Brown, Don Terrell, Julius Randle, and Daniel Gafford. Oh, with Jaren Jackson Jr. off the bench? Yeah, that's interesting. We do end up sweeping them, so that's lovely to see. Let's take a look at stats real quick. Pretty much similar numbers. No one really took a huge jump, so I'm really happy with where we are. Ooh, the Cavs with D'Angelo Russell, Jalen Green, and Mitchell Robinson. Wow, that's a good young core with Rashawn Holmes as like their 8th man. We end up sweeping them, though. I don't know how, but we do. We're going up against the Sixers in the conference finals. Ben Simmons, Maxey, Matisse, Tobias, and Embiid. They really didn't make any moves. Actually, they revamped their bench, made it a lot better. So I definitely see how they're a good What? Okay, I was not expecting a sweep there in any stretch of the imagination. But now we're going up against Lonzo Ball, Keon Johnson, Brandon Ingram, Zion, and Joe Val with Lewis Jr., Okogie, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Adrian Pope, and Trey Burke. So I don't know. We might lose. Yeah, okay. We actually won in 5. So that is pretty much going to do it for this video. Cade Cunningham does win Finals MVP, averaging only 19 points a game. I don't really know, but, you know, at the end of the day, we didn't end up completing the challenge. We ended up completing the rebuild. So, as I have stressed, I genuinely think that the Pistons are in a really good spot right now. I think that they are, you know, just a couple years, pieces away from being able to be contenders this year. But that is just my own personal opinion. So, if you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. If you guys have any other ideas that you guys want to see, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. But for as of right now, this is King Sander signing out. Peace.